What is good, everyone? Welcome to today's aftermarket trade recap. Two things. I'm not on my regular setup. That's why no webcam and the mic sounds a little bit different. And two, try to make this a few times already. So I'm going to try to just rush past this one a little bit, but making sure that I get everything in. So real quickly here, just to show on a longer time frame, on Sunday, this is what I had marked out in the beginning of the week. I don't always do weekly biases because sometimes it's not super clear to me, and again, I get it's a bias and it's kind of like a thesis. It's like if this, if that, like it's not guaranteed, especially when looking for the week. But this week looked super clear to me. So I'd seen we were at all-time highs, came down over the past few days within this leg. And on Sunday, I had marked out this fib to mark out the equilibrium. And pretty much what I had drawn out was something like this. It's not going to be the best because, okay, it's already messing up. But basically, like that, come down and then go down and take out these equal lows. So that is why I had marked out on Sunday. Now, it is going pretty well so far. Um, Hopefully, we either respect, we have a 4 hour here and then a huge 1 hour. Hopefully, we respect these PD arrays and then end up coming down, especially because I would like to see this sell side get taken out. And at least within this week. Again, this wasn't here obviously on Sunday because this happened on Tuesday. And then go down to these relative lows, but this could end up, going into next week as well, or we could just end up not respecting it and coming up to all-time highs. So that was kind of the reason why I took shorts today once I saw we had this external sell side. But as for intraday conviction, it was a little choppy PA. We haven't had the best price action this week just because we've had no red folder news this week until tomorrow actually is going to be the first day. So that's why I have a lot of stuff marked out on the chart because I was, a little bit, um, I was a little bit or I forget the word, but like there was PD rays to go long and PD rays to go short. But around noon time is when I saw we had this low resistance liquidity. Want to see it get ran through. Ended up coming up and then having a 4 minute fair value gap that I at this point want to see get inverse to then take shorts to the downside. Reason for it is just, we had this internal low that was going to be my break even point, and then we had these equal lows, and then we had the internal buy side and the external. Now, I only had marked it out to the internal just because I figured with price action being slow, we weren't going to see us take out the external today. So that's why I had just marked it out like this, and I was going to be fine, taking off five here and five here. And I'll actually just play it out real quick. So, one thing that kind of sucks about today's trade is that by the time we inverse the fair value gap, it was way lower than obviously where my original entry would have been, which is right here, stops above this high. And we also, where we had inversed, was pretty close to the break even. Now, since this is on a 4 minute, technically, this is another thing that's not the best, is that technically my stop should be above these body highs or the wick high, but that's too much risk that I am willing to put on. So I just had it at normal risk, and then I gotta redo this again. Let me go back here. So yeah, entered here. Can I get it? There we go. Okay. Entered here for 10 micros. Again, targeting this buy side down here, and then obviously take off five at these equal lows. Now dropping down to the 1 minute time frame. Again, like I said, since we were so close to break even, I figured this is probably going to be, a position that I get break even pretty quickly. But surprisingly, we ran through this low, and this is where now I had set stop to break even. And so then letting price play out. We respected this 1 minute PD array, left a high there, which I hadn't marked this out yet. But then once we came down to here is exactly when I looked at ES and saw we had created this SMT. Now, something I'll look towards in the future is possibly at least de-risking or securing something when an SMT like this gets created. Because when I see long distant gaps with SMTs, as for this example here, I 95% of the time see price get respect this. I don't think I've like really ever seen, at least not that I can remember, an SMT, a wide SMT not being respected. Now, if it's something like this where price creates an SMT, but it's like say like from here to here, so like a very small distance, I would say it's kind of like the coin flip where it gets respected or it doesn't. But as I've said already, like when it's a wide distance like this, I see it always pretty much get respected. So something to look forward in the future, maybe taking off a position, but I just figured I would move my stop into profit at around 100 bucks. So, if we do come up, at least I come out with something rather than nothing. And then when I have like equal lows or equal highs get traded, or get put on the charts or created, it would be a better word, while I'm in a position already, of course, then I'm not going to take off my position because I'm already in the trade. And so, yeah, it's very similar with the SMT, but SMTs, it's again, I see it get respected a lot. So, it's something to look towards in the future. But again, like I said, I just moved into profit and let this play out a little bit. I already kind of rushed it, but I want to see this is where once we had started coming back up, I draw out the line here. Want to see us turtle soup this high? We did like 3 times, and then we tapped into this 1 minute PD array, respected it, and I'll get into this because this is a little messed up. I didn't get stopped out here, but yeah, I wanted to see if we could inverse it and then end up creating these equal highs. And then once we swept this high, that's actually where um my stop was. Even though it's at 100, I don't think my entry was exactly that because I remember it was on the next candle close or something. So, or not close, but the next candle, which I think was like right here actually. But yeah, so got stopped out there. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Nothing besides that. Um, that was I forgot I've already mentioned it, but that was the first trade of the week. Hopefully, we can get some more setups tomorrow and Friday now that we'll have news and potentially see this get respected and by the end of this week at least take out the sell side level. If not, end up coming down and taking out these relative equal lows. That'd be amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today, and hopefully I'll see you guys either tomorrow, Friday, or both days. So yeah, see you guys then. Peace.